We are back on the Golf in today's video, and we will be getting this mess of a front end fully built up and back, well, not back on the, well, I suppose back on the road, yeah. Back on the road, but for me, it will be the first time, and we'll be going for a road test to make sure everything is good. Now, I have done a few bits off camera. Well, when I say a few bits, I've fitted this wing, so it's now secure, and I've just literally just poked in this tab here, which holds the headlight in and the bumper on. So that is all I've pretty much done. Oh, and I have actually changed the bonnet cable as well. That was broken on the new one, but luckily, because the damage was on this side, the old one was still intact. So I have just swapped out the bonnet release cable, which was actually a bit of a pain in the arse, but that is now all fine. Because I had fun and games this morning, because obviously I shut the bonnet to test all the lines, and then I couldn't open it because the bonnet tab broke, so I had fun trying to get that open. But that is all now sorted. So in today's video, you can see I have my coolant reservoir, 2 pumps, and a level sensor, I'm guessing that is. So we are going to be fitting that, which will hopefully sort out all this mess here. And then I've got some wiring to do, and I have actually got quite lucky with the wiring, because the old one, so this is how the crash left the wiring, like this. So you've got, what's that, 6 wires there. None of them have connectors on, so I had no idea what went where. But luckily, my whole new slam panel, look, they've cut the wires in pretty much the same place. They're all connected already to the sensors they're supposed to go to on the slam panel, and all these wires match up to the ones that are broken, so that is a result. So all I've literally got to do is connect these wires here to the corresponding wires on this loom here, and that is going to be spot on. So I'm happy with that. That's saved a lot of ball ache. And then we'll just fit the washer reservoir. Yeah, then it will just be a case of refitting everything. I've already secured the bonnet down. Aircon pipes have got to be screwed in, just little bits, and then we'll get this front end done. So let's go. So as I was saying, look, all the wires here perfectly match up to our broken loom here. So what I'm going to do is use these tiny little connectors here. Look, if you can see those, it's going to focus. There we go, kind of. They're like heat shrink connectors. So the idea is that you cut the ends of both wires, you feed it on, put it over the wires, and there's a bit of solder in the middle of the connector, and you heat it up with a heat gun, and it melts the solder in the middle, which then that is how it connects the 2 wires together. And then around the outside is heat shrink as well, so it creates a watertight seal. So that is what I'm going to use. They are the most, well, they're the best way to do it in my eyes. And also it will keep it nice and compact as well, because these connectors are quite small, so it won't create a massive big bunch of well, joined wires basically. So I'm going to go do that now. I'll put it on a bit of a time lapse, and I'll show you once I've done. So there we go, look, all now soldered on. All the connectors are, well, they're all joined now. So what I'm going to do, just got a bit of insulation tape, I'm just going to put a little bit round the wires that I've joined, and then hopefully they will all tuck back in the conduit there, and it will pretty much look like they were never broken. So that'll be one box ticked, and there we go, look, all back in the conduit and connected to the frame, and looks like it was never broken. So that is sweet, and happy with that. So that is all the wiring done, hopefully on the front. Right, so now I'm just going to attach my water bottle, which I'm hoping is also straightforward. I got a bit confused when I was ordering this, because it's actually a superseded part. So my old one was black, and it has actually superseded to this white one, or yeah, white one. So don't know whether it's an upgraded part, however it is in terms of Volkswagen, so this should fit beautifully. So I'll just get that in position, and hopefully I've just got to plug my connectors in, and then that'll be done as well. Right, so I've actually had to extend the wire for the sensor I'm guessing this is the level sensor anyway. I've had to extend this wire, look, as you can see here, because obviously this is a superseded bottle, so I'm guessing this sensor was somewhere else, closer to this connector up here. But anyway, a bit weird, but I've had to extend the wire so that sensor now works in position. Also, another result, the last remaining wires I had with no connector, a broken connector with these two here, look, going nowhere. I've just gone to my new bumper, and luckily it is for the running lights, and very luckily as well, they've left the connector for me on and just cut the wiring, so I have the plug and the wiring loom, and it is the correct colours as well, look. So all I've got to do is join them two together, and that is done as well. So happy with that as well. So I'm just going to join these two together, and then that's gone very smoothly indeed, and we are done here. Now skip forward a few things, and she is back on the ground. Bumper's all on. I've just done the airbox as well. I've finished off a few little bits that I hadn't done before, but she is now to a state where we can take her for a spin. I have just plugged in VCDS so we can quickly just go through the faults. Because as you can see, look, my dash is lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm always going to have an airbag fault. I have organised these to be fixed, so all 4 seat belts have gone off on this, which is very annoying, which means there must have been a full car when the crash occurred. We've also got the driver's knee airbag as well, so they are all going to get fixed, but I've got to send them off to be done, so I won't be getting them back for a few days. So we're at least going to have an airbag light on, and probably an adaptive cruise light as well. But let's just hop over now. Right, so I've just gone into VCDS, so I don't know whether just every module is going to have a fault, so I might just go straight for gateway. Well, actually no, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to go straight for, let's bring this over here, auto scan, and then start, and that will go through everything. So I'll speed this up, and as we can see, look, near enough everything apart from the steering wheel, which is quite ironic because the airbag's blown in it, everything has a fault. That is to be expected, mainly because of the battery. Battery being low usually puts a battery regulation fault in most control modules anyway. So what we'll do is just clear all DTCs, and we'll see what comes back. There we go, and then we'll have to just work whatever comes back, hopefully not too much. Right, so now we'll automatically go into those control modules and see what's going on. So we'll go back, yep, let's go into engine because there's a fault stored there. I thought that might come up. My gear switch has been damaged on the gearbox. I hoped it just damaged the sensor and not actually broke it inside. Looks like it's broken it inside, which is not good. So, I mean, well, it's not the end of the world. It just needs a new sensor which goes into the gearbox, which tells you which gear you're in. A bit annoying, but we'll just need a new one of those. But that is the only engine fault, so that's fine. We'll leave that for the moment. Going to brakes, what we got in there? Steering angle sensor, display for tyre, yeah, that's fine. That's, again, when we drive it and we'll do some left and rights, that will go. Right, that will do for the moment. I think we're going to go out for a little drive and see what clears, and then we'll have a look at this when we get back. Right, I've given her a little bath. I've had to leave the engine running because the battery's completely dead, so I need to go pick up a new battery today as well. But little bath, check out my repaired Golf GTI. Right, here she is. Quick wash. I haven't gone too mad on it because obviously it's going to need a lot of paint at the very least. So just a quick look round exactly what I've done so far. There are still some things that need addressing, mainly bodywork that's not really anything to do with the crash, apart from this little bit here. So that bit needs straightening and painting. But here we go, let's just give you an idea. Everything's now fully in position. All panel gaps are absolutely sweet. Headlights are all, well, everything's done. Everything's in. All wiring complete. Everything is spot on. So I'll just take you around it, look. Really happy with how it's come out. So everything looks really good. I actually, don't know if this is going to be an unpopular opinion or not, but I prefer the limestone grey over the carbon grey, which is actually quite annoying because it's going to cost a hell of a lot more to paint the rest of the car limestone grey. But let's just go over quickly, see what else needs to be done. So I think, if I'm honest, this car's had a lot of bodywork in the past. There's loads of evidence of badly painted bumpers or previously painted panels. So this needs addressing as well, so that needs filling and painting. Might get away with just doing this bottom bit and blending into that strip there. But then again, the rest of the door's not too clever either. It's got a bit there, bit there. This rear door just needs, I think that just needs a bit of a polish. I think that'll be fine. Again, I can't fit anything there, a bit of polish. I've got a dent that needs to be removed here. Again, bit of polish. I think that will come off, that's fine. I think the rear bumper needs to be resprayed. There's quite a lot of small dinks, like bit rough there, bit rough there, a little bit here as well. And then you've got your standard damage on the lip, loading lip of the bumper. This bumper's been painted before as well, you can see. Damage there as well, and damage around here, although not too bad. It's probably just best off having the whole rear bumper painted, and got some damage up here as well. And there's also, I don't know if to get the boot done as well, because we've got some damage up here. I'm not decided about that yet. But going around the car, I mean, I'm pretty sure this whole rear quarter has been painted at some point. It doesn't look very factory to me at all. Look. So I'm pretty sure this has been done. This whole side of the car, I think, has been painted. This door's not too great. Yeah, you can see that. Might even just put a new door on this, you know, actually. Might be easier. Don't know what to do yet. I'm thinking actually probably new door on this one, because you can obviously see some evidence of filler and badly painted. There's a bit of a crease in the door as well at the bottom, and obviously we've got our damage at the front. So yeah, it's been poorly painted, this whole side. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do yet, but the rest of it's all right. Interior is now all sparkly clean as well. So I've had the interior all done, seats completely cleaned. So the interior is spot on. I've got to take the airbags out, sorry, not the airbag, well, I've got to take the airbag, driver in the airbag, passenger airbag, and all 4 seat belts have got to come out today. I'm going to send them off to be repaired, and they are going to come back to me, which is why the rear bench is up, but everything has been cleaned. There's only one downside, and there's a small cigarette burn here, which is annoying, but there we go. But other than that, it is nice and clean now. All done now, and now we need to look forward to some future plans. And part of those future plans involved me selling at least one car now, and possibly 1 or 2 others very shortly as well. I want to free up some money for some other projects, and also putting money into the Golf GTI. And what I'm planning to do is have the Golf GTI as my daily driver. Now that means there's a car here that is going to be surplus to requirements. Now I'm looking to sell this pretty soonish, to be fair. I've done what I wanted to do with it. I've had it as a daily driver for the last 6 or 7 months, and now I want to move into the Golf. And I've also got a little bit of equity in this that I want to release and use, obviously, for other projects. It's nothing to do with the car at all. The car's absolutely spot on, but for the channel and for me to grow, there's nothing really I can do with this unless I start voiding warranties, etc., which I don't plan to do. So I'm going to let the car go. So if anyone's interested in it, please do DM me. I'm probably going to put it up for 37.5, and that includes the £2,000 worth of parts. So it's got the Miltech catback, forge front mount intercooler, and a forge intake system. It's also got a dog bone mount as well. So if anyone's interested in the car, 37.5, please do email me or DM me on Instagram. Just let me know. Right, I've just popped to Halfords and bought a battery, 4-year guarantee, so that'll do nicely. So that's going to go in, and that'll be the battery problems solved, because this is completely dead. Now, unfortunately, I have to be a model citizen and not break the law, which I would never do anyway, which means I cannot, unfortunately, take this car down the road, because I won't be able to wear a seatbelt because they are in the stuck position at the minute. So I am just going to go quickly up and down the drive with the car. I think it'll be fine. I've just fitted a new battery, so that's all good. Most of our warning lights have gone, apart from adaptive cruise and the airbag lights, which is what I suspected. So we'll just go for a little hoon. The car's up to temperature, by the way. I've let it idle for 15 minutes. I'm just going to go for a little hoon up here. Just make sure it's alright, should be fine. Yeah, well, that was 60. Brakes work. Spot on, to be fair. Well, up to 60 anyway. Oh, I really like pan roof, actually. I'm never usually a fan of pan roofs because you never use them, but I actually do quite like the light it's letting in. Test. Yeah, it drives nice. Don't think it's really mapped. I think it's standard. Doesn't feel much quicker than 230 brake horsepower. So, fairly happy it's standard. Making no noises over the speed bumps. That's good. Drives in a straight line as well, actually. So that wishbone has sorted that out, it appears. So yeah, really happy with this at the minute. Yeah, drives well. Right, so the only thing left to do now before we can take it for road test is obviously the seat belts. Now I've got the battery installed, car's running nice now. It was a bit hesitant on idle for a little bit before, but I've now just taken it up and down the drive a few times, and it seems to have cleared it out. It's now idling nice and fine. So what we're going to do now, as you can see I've just started, is remove these trims here, which gain access to our all 4 solid seat belts, and I'm going to remove all seat belts, driver's airbag and driver's knee airbag. So we're going to do that now, get them ready to be collected tomorrow, where they're going to be repaired and sent back. And there we have a driver's front seatbelt. There's a big old unit in these. They are massive. Look at the size of them. Huge. Wasn't too bad to get out. I'm just going to put this carefully down somewhere. I'll put it on the front seat in a minute. But no, they're not too bad to get. I'll just quickly show you. It's a case of removing a few trims, which I just pressed on with those types of clips there. And yes, essentially there's one bolt that holds this trim on here, which is under the airbag logo trim, which is a bit inviting of trouble, isn't it, messing around with a bit of plastic that says airbag on it. But yeah, if you just remove that trim, there's a little Torx 25 behind it, and that pulls this whole trim off then, and then it is just a case of removing the seatbelt, which is held on with what, four bolts, M10 bolts. So yeah, not too bad. The rears I'm hoping should be even easier. Might not even have to pull this trim up, might be just a bit of bolt on there. Oh no, the rears are probably going to be harder actually, because I'll get to those in a minute. But I'm just going to remove the passenger side front one now, same as the driver's side, and then we'll get to the rear. There we go, smashed it all out. I got all those out in just under an hour. So we've got 2 drivers' seat belts, 2 rear passengers, knee airbag and the steering wheel airbag, all come out nice and easy. And also, bit of a bonus while I was doing it, found a tenner and a stamp behind the dash. Thank you very much. So that is the interior well, we've gone from fixing the exterior to now ruining the interior, but hopefully they will be back fairly soon. Right guys, that will be the end of today's video. I have just actually had the body shop guy round to do a quote on the repairs and the painting for the car, and it's kind of what I expected, but he also advised that he could just repair the damage and then I could do something else to the car. Now it might be pretty obvious what, and I think I'm gonna give it a go, but we'll find out what that's going to be in the next episode. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.